Imagine being the only human left in the universe, stranded with just a kangaroo. That's exactly what happens in today's story. Our story begins with a man named Yu, who is traveling to the moon aboard a rocket. However, at the same time, a massive asteroid named Pi changes course and heads straight for Earth. This asteroid is even larger than the one that wiped out the dinosaurs. To prevent a catastrophe, humanity devises a bold plan. The space station that Yu is heading toward wasn't just built for exploration, it was designed as a defense system, equipped with advanced weapons capable of destroying the asteroid and using the moon's gravity to pull its debris away from Earth. After 8 years of relentless effort, the mission is a success. The asteroid is neutralized, and Yu, along with his team, prepares to return home. But before leaving, Yu has something important to do. He wants to confess his love to Commander Jing. Excited and nervous, he locks himself in his cabin, puts on his headphones, and starts writing a love letter. Disaster strikes. At that moment, an astronaut named Zhu rushes to Commander Jing with terrifying news: a critical malfunction in their weapons system. In just 30 minutes, the remaining debris from asteroid Pi will crash onto the moon. Commander Jing immediately orders an evacuation. Everyone dashes toward their rockets, but Yue, lost in his music and letter, doesn't hear the alarms. When he finally notices the first rocket launching, panic sets in. He sprints toward the station, relieved to see 6 rockets still available, but in a cruel twist of fate, 5 rockets take off at once, leaving only 1 behind. Desperately trying to contact his team, Yui gets no response. Left with no other option, he jumps onto a rover and races toward the last rocket. But just as he nears it, his rover falls into a massive crater. By the time he climbs out, the last rocket is gone. As debris from the asteroid begins raining down, Yui dives into a crater for shelter. A chunk of debris crashes right beside him, knocking him unconscious. When Yui wakes up, he's hopeful that Earth will send a rescue team. But his hopes are shattered when he sees a massive explosion. A giant asteroid has just collided with Earth. The planet is now in ruins. For the next 6 months, Yui desperately tries to contact Earth. But with no response, he finally accepts his fate. He is the last human alive. Fortunately, the station has enough food and water to last a lifetime. After mourning the loss of his team, Yui decides to fulfill his wishes, starting with spending time in Commander Jing's room. Strange encounters on the moon. However, he doesn't know the password to her cabin. Frustrated, he blasts the door open and awkwardly goes on a date with a picture of Jing, even accidentally spilling ketchup on her face before kissing the photo. Little does he know, his actions are being broadcast live to a new headquarters on Earth, where Jing and the remaining survivors are watching in shock. Although they can see him, the poor communication system prevents them from speaking to him. Since Yu doesn't appear to be in danger, Jing makes a controversial decision. She cancels his rescue mission. Instead, the government turns him into a symbol of hope, broadcasting his daily life to inspire the few remaining survivors. Days later, Yua discovers something shocking in the station's warehouse, a creature moving in the shadows. At first, he thinks it's a human, but when he gets closer, he realizes it's a massive kangaroo. At that moment, a live stream is activated, and the camera zooms in on the kangaroo's face. Meanwhile, an Earth-based voice actor, unaware of the situation, starts dubbing the kangaroo's lip movements, making it appear as if the kangaroo is talking. The entire world sees this bizarre interaction. Jing and Zhu rush to stop the broadcast, but it's too late. Millions have already witnessed the first ever talking kangaroo in space. A fight for survival. As it turns out, the kangaroo named Kang was accidentally left behind during a previous mission. Desperate for companionship, Yue tries to befriend Kang, even dressing up as a female kangaroo to win his trust. But when Kang discovers the trick, he mercilessly beats up Yue, making the entire Earth burst into laughter. Seeing his resilience, the government decides to continue broadcasting his story, but this time as an inspirational documentary rather than a scripted drama. The final escape plan. Eventually, Yue and Kang team up to reach an abandoned Apollo 18 lunar module. If they can repair it, they might have a chance to return to Earth. Yue, a flight dynamics engineer, puts all his knowledge into fixing the spacecraft. However, the engine is broken, and they need a new power source. The only solution: a prototype solar-powered engine stored in another base. But there's a problem. The moon's extreme cold makes night travel impossible. To survive, Yue decides to outrun the lunar sunset, staying in constant sunlight for as long as possible. For 28 days, they push forward, but exhaustion takes its toll. They tie themselves together with a rope, determined to stay awake. Finally, they reach the engine. In his excitement, Kang starts randomly pressing buttons, nearly ruining everything. Frustrated, Yue locks him inside a storage pod. As they make their way back, disaster strikes. Kang's pod disconnects from the rover and drifts away. At first, Yue hesitates. If he turns back, he risks losing the last rays of sunlight, dooming both of them. But his conscience wins. Ignoring all logic, he races back for Kang, risking everything. At that exact moment, an automated live stream was activated. Unknown to Yue, the space station's security system was programmed to start broadcasting whenever unexpected movement was detected, just in case of a possible extraterrestrial encounter. Meanwhile, on Earth, a small group of survivors in a hidden underground bunker were monitoring Yue's feed as part of a government project. The moment the kangaroo appeared, their screens lit up with the words, "Live First, Alien Contact." Panic erupted. Scientists scrambled to analyze the footage. Military officers prepared for an emergency response, and even the general public, watching through pirated broadcasts, began to freak out. But things took a bizarre turn when a voice actor who was hired to provide emotional narration for Yue's story misinterpreted the situation. Thinking it was a scripted event, he started dubbing over the kangaroo's lip movements, making it seem as though the kangaroo was actually talking. Kangaroo dubbed voice. "Hey mate, what are you doing in my house?" The internet exploded. Millions of people believing they were witnessing the first ever talking kangaroo in space flooded social media. Conspiracy theories popped up instantly. NASA has been hiding space kangaroos from us. Aliens evolved into kangaroos first. This is proof that Australia was always a separate planet. Even government officials were fooled for a moment, with some demanding an immediate investigation into how a sentient kangaroo had ended up on the moon. Back in the bunker, Commander Jing and astronaut Zhu rushed into the control room to shut down the broadcast. Jing, who authorized this voiceover? The final question remains, will Yue and Kang make it back in time to escape? With every second counting, the world watches as the most unexpected duo in history fights for survival. If you want second part of this movie, so tell me in comments.